cap space and has the ability to go out and really target guys. I mean, last summer the Lakers were in a similar position, but he just got there, and he signed there himself, and all the other free agents moved. I don't think last summer was a fair reflection, but look, he's their only shot right now. I mean, the Lakers better hope he's a great recruiter, because I don't see any other way they get a marquee guy unless LeBron and Rich Paul can convince a Kawhi Leonard or a Kyrie Irving to come in via free agency. They're not going to get one. I mean, if it's left up to this front office, it's not going to happen.
If the New York Knicks don't end up with Kyrie and KD, where can they possibly go from there?
And as upset as you were when they didn't get Zion, I'm worried about you that next show the day after. If Durant and Kyrie end up on different teams.
I'm worried about me too, bro. I'm worried about me too. I ain't going to lie to you. I'm very, very worried about myself.
I mean, they traded Porzingis, and they got 2 future firsts from Dallas, and everyone around the league, the instant reaction to that was the Knicks know something. The Knicks would not have done that unless they have assurances from someone that cap space is going to be put to very good use. If they strike out on their top 2 or 3 guys, wow. That's going to be your July 4th fireworks right there.
Mark Stein right here with Stephen A., ESPN Radio, ESPN News. What you've seen from Kawhi, what's the prevailing thought about him? That this has got him leaning towards staying in Toronto, or that it's still a foregone conclusion that he's going to depart from there for L.A.? Talk to me about that for a second.
I think I said it the last time we talked, and it has not changed for me. There's very little Kawhi buzz, and that's, he doesn't talk to anyone. And there's just, it was all year long, it's been Clippers. He's going to the Clippers. I mean, that has been just a mantra for months. But, there just isn't a lot of chatter about him circulating. I don't think, whereas I feel like rival teams who are observing this, and obviously everyone in the league is talking about this. I mean, this free agent summer is so huge. This is what teams, they're constantly trying to pinpoint where they think the top free agents are going. But I don't hear many teams trying to guess with Kawhi because it's futile. And I guess there is also the factor that he's already won a championship. So he doesn't necessarily have to go into free agency saying, where am I best positioned to win more championships? He's already got one. He already is a champion. So people, I think rival teams aren't even sure how much that means to him. But look, the Raptors are putting together a better season than I think a lot of people expected. They've turned this series around. I mean, the Raptors will have to feel, if they can get out of this conference finals and advance to the finals, that they've helped themselves. I'm sure they feel that way.
Mark Stein right here with Stephen A., ESPN Radio, ESPN News. Before I let you get on out of here, I thought this Milwaukee-Toronto series was over. I thought it was a wrap and Milwaukee would be in the NBA Finals and the Golden State Warriors would have their work cut out for them. Now I'm looking at the Milwaukee Bucks and I'm saying they'll be lucky to survive this series. What have you seen from both of these teams? How do you see the rest of this series unfolding, and what are your thoughts about them?
Well, I think the reason people like the Raptors' potential, what they could do defensively as a group, and they've got, they have discombobulated Milwaukee. I mean, the offense we saw from the Bucks in that Game 4 was worrisome, to say the least. And that's what this Raptors team can do to you with all the defensive specialists they have, and then they go out at the trade deadline and they add Marc Gasol to that mix. So, naturally you would think Milwaukee's going to function better when they go back home in a Game 5. But it's a blessing and a curse, I guess, when you look at this. I mean, the Bucks have played, they went through a whole regular season, and now in the third round of the playoffs, so basically 100 games into the season, they've reached their first crisis. That's amazing when you think about it. But it's also late in the game, and for them to kind of, they haven't faced adversity that often. It's a new thing for this group. So it just makes you wonder, how are they going to cope now with what really is their first dire situation? I suppose you could say Boston going in there and winning that game one what was close, but obviously they rebounded from that fantastically. This is a much higher the bar is higher for them now to turn this thing around.
Do you see either of them beating Golden State even without Kevin Durant?
I don't. I've been saying it since the end of the Houston series. The Warriors went to a new gear after beating Houston in the manner that they did. And I'm still of the belief that we will see Durant back at some point in the playoffs. The Warriors have not declared that firmly. They haven't even told us the specific severity of the calf strain Durant suffered in terms of whether it's a grade 1, 2, or 3. They've been very hush-hush about his recovery, but sweeping Portland, giving themselves 9 days off, I just think we're going to see Durant and Cousins at some point in the finals. I mean, both of those guys were hoping to find their way back on the floor during the conference finals. The conference finals went too fast. They didn't even get the chance. But with 9 full days before they even have to play the finals, I'm just betting that we see both.
If Kevin Durant doesn't come back and the Warriors still win without him, does it make it easier for him to leave or stay?
Probably makes it easier for him to leave.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I don't know, man. That's a good math. That's a good math teaser. I don't know. I don't know if it makes it. I don't know, but
we'll find out.
They need him. I still believe they need him, and they're going to say, whoever it is, the Raptors or the Bucks. That's a tougher assignment than a limited Portland team. And, they've won 5 games without him, and they've been amazing. Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and really all the bench guys have everyone on that team has lifted their level since Durant went down. That's hard to sustain for another 4 wins.
Mark Stein, appreciate you as always, man. Great work as always, man. We'll talk soon, all right? You take care of yourself.
Sounds good.
All right, my man. The one and only Mark Stein, former colleague here at ESPN. Obviously now an NBA writer extraordinaire for the New York Times. Does an outstanding job covering the NBA. He's been my buddy for years. Look forward to talking to him as always. 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. Let's go to Isaac. You're live with Stephen A. Go ahead, Isaac.
How are you, Stephen A? I'm a huge fan of your show. I really appreciate you taking my call.
Thank you.
I just wanted to speak about the Knicks' third-round pick. The third pick.
Yep.
A lot of people are saying that they're looking to trade it for Anthony Davis and looking to get, a key aspect player. But no, I don't think anyone's looking at how they would play if Kyrie or KD came to the Knicks with RJ Barrett. I feel like he would be an amazing front court player for them because they have a very good...
Stop right there. Stop! Are you telling me that if the New York Knicks at the number 3 pick have an opportunity to draft R.J. Barrett out of Duke, and they get KD along with Kyrie, that your preference would be to keep R.J. Barrett instead of including him in a package that would land Anthony Davis?
Yeah, I feel like the Knicks have a very young front court, and it could definitely get better. And I feel like their backcourt is not the problem right now. I feel like they have Dennis Smith Jr., which can stay maybe another year with the Knicks. And
I just want to be clear. You would rather pass up on Anthony Davis than include R.J. Barrett in a package for Anthony Davis?
That question is hard to answer, but like you said, KD has so many options. You don't think Anthony Davis has so many options to go to either L.A.
Anthony Davis does not have a bunch of options because he's under contract and he's at the behest and mercy of the New Orleans Pelicans. Otherwise, he'd have been in L.A. last year. It's not his call to make.
That's true. Very true.
All right. Got to go. Appreciate the call, man. 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. You're listening live to the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio. By the way, I got something to say about the Giants. And I'll get into that in just a second. Don't touch that dial. It's the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio, ESPN News. People, I'm here to tell you about Zelle, a quick and easy way to send